So with the Givedot program, schools basically get to use a very sophisticated giving platform where there aren't a lot of crazy platform fees. Basically, most of the platforms that are out there now have crazy administrative fees. They have a monthly fee, they have platform fees, and it's just not conducive for schools who are just trying to raise money to be paying thousands of dollars a year for this service. So with Givedot, we've stripped all that down, stripped all the costs out of it, and then schools can use it, and they really get to share their story on their website. So the website is theirs. It's not hosted on our site. It's actually their own website. So it would be Givedot, whatever their school's website name is, and they get to create their own content. They get to share their own story. They get to use their own voice. That's probably the biggest thing that I tell people when I demo it or when we're talking about it, is like, you get to control everything that is on here. You get to control the messaging, you get to control what's being asked from within your school even. So a lot of the feedback that I've heard from our initial first year has been, it's so easy to use. It's so simple to use. I can update statuses, I can update my Facebook, I can update the site, I can create a new campaign, all within 5 minutes or so. It's very simple, it's very streamlined, anybody can use it. We've got, everyone using it, from a very sophisticated IT techie guy to someone who, kind of knows how to use their email. So it's like everyone, it transcends your IT level. The inception of Givedot came from our 3 developers. They basically had their own kids in private schools and just saw a need for something better than what was being offered, something that wasn't so expensive, something that could actually provide resources to the school and not kind of drain at the same time. So they developed this and tested it out with a couple of with a nonprofit and with a school for a few years before we rolled it out. So worked out a lot of the bugs and stuff, but really their heart is, we want to serve the schools. And when we partnered with them, that was really what we said as well. We want to serve the schools. We want to get this into their hands. It's a free product. We want to make sure that they are set up for success to get what they need for their schools and their students. With Givedot, there's a lot of different ways you can use the platform. So some people just do their straight annual fund. So for the school specifically, they're doing their straight annual fund. They break it down into a bucket of different campaigns. So maybe there's 5 campaigns, but it's just their annual fund. Other schools I have are working with 46 different campaigns because they're sending all their students on mission trips. And so they have, their senior upperclassmen on mission trips. So they have, their annual fund and their gala sponsorship, but then they also have 7 mission trips that are up and running as well with 12 individuals in each trip. So the possibilities really are endless with what you can do with it, because it works just like any other platform. As long as you're not exchanging goods and services, like with any nonprofit donation, you can do whatever you need to do with it. With the Givedot platform, there is a little bit of a back office built into it that will complement any donor management system that a school is already using. So you can keep track of your donations, your donors, your credit card fees, your kind of everything that's going to be in there, phone numbers, addresses, everything that you'll need from the donors who have donated to your campaigns will be in there. And then there's also a little bit of a messaging system in the back as well, so you can update your donors, update your campaigns, make sure that you're constantly communicating and letting people know. Everything in the back office is in real time, so if you see that someone made a $5,000 donation, it's going to show up right there. You'll see it immediately. So there's a couple little small graphs in the back office as well that will tell you your top 5 donors. It will tell you your percentage of gifts that are in a certain dollar amount, and then it'll just give you an overview of everything. So it's not overly complicated, but it's very simple to use and very streamlined in the information that it's going to give you.
Thanks.
So we've had people who use very large, complicated systems switch over to our Givedot platform, and as much as they thought it would be a headache, when I sit down with them and I talk with them and we just literally just talk through each step of what needs to happen, they realize that it's so much easier. It's so much more efficient than what they were using, and it's so much more streamlined, so they haven't had a problem switching from a larger platform to ours, which is going to be a little smaller, but it's more streamlined. That's why I would say smaller. Yeah, with Givedot, everything is exportable. So we say it complements any donor management system or any CRM that you have, because it's going to give you all the information you want. All the data is there. You can export it, and then you can import it into whatever management system that you use. Coming on board with Givedot is pretty simple. I basically do all of the back office work for you. There's little that you have to do on the back end, and all of that is just dealing with getting your money to you. So that's basically the part that you have to set up. And then maintenance from there on out. I can set up your site for you. You can set it up. There's really, the possibilities are a lot with how the setup would work, but basically our bottom line is we always want to serve our customers the best that we can and serve our schools in the best way possible. If that means that we're setting up the site, or we're, helping them and walking through tons of questions, then that's great. I would rather have a well-informed, user than someone who's not really using it but also didn't get the information they needed. Once you've actually launched your site, and once you're kind of the pre-launch or the soft launch as we'll call it, before that we'll talk to you about what your goals are for the year, what your fundraising goals are, what you want to do, what you've done in the past, what has worked well, what hasn't, and then we also provide some best practice information for everything from donors to how to write a letter, like acknowledging donors to how to write a letter. So we do try to provide as much as we can, and we're constantly updating that and constantly building more content into that part of Givedot as well. So because Givedot is so streamlined and so simplified down, it's just so stripped down to your simplest form of what you actually need, it's super easy to transition into Givedot. There is little setup on the back end. Everything is automated. We have developers, if there is something that comes up, that will fix it right away. There is live customer support all of the time with my team. The biggest thing I would say is the transition is easy. Because it's not a CRM, it's not a donor management system, you're just getting your donations there and then you're exporting everything into that system. So you get to keep the old system that you had for accounting, you just have a different donor system. So this way you get to utilize your social media more, you get to utilize the internet more, and that really helps expand your territory and what you're looking for, because we all have a circle of influence, and as we start posting this online, and as your parents of your students start posting this online, that circle of influence gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's really worth the non-investment, if you will. With Givedot, there are no platform fees, there are no administrative fees, there are no monthly fees, and a lot of times when I'm talking to people about this, they'll say, hang on. So what you're telling me is there are no fees. Correct, I'm telling you there are no fees. So you're telling me there are no fees. That happens a lot. So I say, yes, there are no fees. The only thing that you will ever see are credit card fees. So now, moving forward into later this year, 2020, there may be enhancements that you can purchase, but what we have now is what you'll always have. The way we function and continue to operate with Givedot as a business is through a tipping model. So we just ask that the donors contribute a little bit more, a couple dollars on every donation, just to keep the fundraising platform free for the schools. And it's very clearly defined on each website, like, hey, what is Fundiful's Givedot? Hey, this is actually the company that's providing this service, and we want to help keep it free for the school, so if you could donate a little bit, that'd be awesome. But they have total control over that as well.